Hi, Sarah here again. I've got another video for you and I want to just show you how to handle and care for your embroidery threads for your projects, and I've got a selection down here on the table that I'm going to just go through with you. So they come in lots of different forms and packaging, so I'll just run through a few that you might have in your collection. So we've got a couple here. This is silk floss, and this actually comes already on a roll. You buy it like this, leave it on the roll. It's very delicate, so you want to not handle it much if you can help it, and keep it wrapped around the roll, and I usually keep that roll in a plastic bag just to protect it. So that's silk on a roll. Then we've got some memory thread here. Now this comes on its own special plastic holder there, and it's actually wrapped round the holder, and it's got a little, I can just get that out, a little nick out of the plastic too, so you can wrap your thread around there, and then just to keep it, stop it unravelling, you can push it into one of the little marks there. So again, comes on the holder, that you can keep it on the holder, don't take that off. We've got some cotton seagrass here. Now this one is in a packet, but it's just in a loop. It doesn't have any holder for it or any way of keeping it knotted, so you would actually need to take this out of the packet, and if this was mine, I would actually find another reel or a spool and wrap this thread around the spool, because as soon as you take this out, this will get all knotted up. So you will need to do something with those before you use them, so wrap those around another holder there. This is very velvet, it's like a velvet chenille, comes on its own card. Again, keep it on the card. It's got a little nick just there in the card, so when you wrap it round, you can just hook it through that little nick there and it won't come undone. So again, keep that one on the card as well. Gets a little bit more complicated now with these threads. This is a stranded cotton, and this is actually wrapped in a figure of 8 pattern, like so. So the cross is in the middle. Now you should be able to take this out of here without taking off the cardboard sleeves. What I tend to do is just push them into the middle. Now there are 2 ends. There's one end, and there's another end that actually comes out of the middle of the thread. So I usually find where it loops around here, and it's that one there. And if you pull that one, this one is on the outside. If you pull the one that's on the inside, you should just come out. It does in one piece like that, and it stays as a whole skein. So as long as you find the right end, you should be able to leave that in the cardboard sleeves. Just pull it very gently, and if you pull the wrong one, you'll soon feel it stop and start to get tangled up. So pull the other end, and I usually pull out about that much, cut that much off, and then again you've got your end to pull out again. Sometimes you will see these little cardboard bobbins. You might get them in kits. We have some in our kits as well, and you can wrap your stranded cotton around these, or any thread that you want, and again they've got excuse me, little nicks in the cardboard there, and you can just wrap your thread around and put it through the little nick in the card. Do be careful with these, because as you can see, it does tend to crease the thread a bit, so I think they're okay for small projects and keeping your threads tidy, but long term I would use them in this format rather than this format, but they are great just for little projects and keeping those little ends organised as well. And you can always write the name of your thread and the number on the card so you know which one it is. These threads are not twisted in a figure of 8, they're just twisted round and round in a loop. This is a crewel wool and this is a tapestry wool, and they're both exactly the same. So again, you should be able to find that centre one. There's the two ends there. This one is on top. This one comes out from the centre of the coils. The coils around here, so you should just be able to pull that. There we go, and it stays in one piece. The Appleton's crewel wool works in the same way. The two ends, and pull the one that comes out from the centre, like so. And then the other form that they come in is not in a loop. You can see the cut ends there, but they have just been twisted up. So all that you need to do with these is you'll need to actually pull the label off for this one. Keep the label there because that tells you what number it is. And then the ends are just put through the loop. If I undo that, I'll show you what it looks like. Twisted together. Just untwist those threads. And they're actually twice that length because they've been looped over here and twisted up, and they're cut here. Now the best way to use these is to actually pull out one of the loops at the end, and if you just pull on it carefully, it comes out of your bunch of threads, and I would cut that in half and use half that length. What can happen though if you keep doing that is this will get in a bit of a bird's nest and a bit of a knot, so the best way to deal with that is to actually plait these ends together to stop that happening. So what you can do is you can either hook it over a door handle, or if you've got a friend who can help you, they can hold the end for you, and you just need to split that into 3 roughly. Don't worry too much if it's not exactly right. See, they're already twisting, so you need to look after these. So split it into 3, and I'm just going to very loosely plait these together. So left over the middle, right over the middle, left. I'm not going to do this very tightly because you don't want to damage the threads, but just loosely all the way down. Right to the end, and you can still pull the end thread out as I've just done, but now these other ends here won't get in a big tangle when you do it. Go right to the end if you can. Don't worry about finishing off the end, that won't come undone. Okay, and now it's in your braid, and you can actually, if you're careful, you should be able to get the, just twisted the end up there, you should be able to get your label back on there, and that just makes sure you know what colour you've got there. And that will last you a long time if you do that with your thread. Just leave that one there. These are similar, but these ones are actually tied. They haven't already been pre-cut for you. This is a cotton embroiderer, and this goes round and round and round, and it's in quite a thick skein of threads. And this one is a perlé thread, exactly the same, round and round and round, but they've actually folded this one in half. So again, I'll show you with this one. So slide off your labels, keep the number. And as with the pink one, they've actually twisted it up so it's twice as long. But this one hasn't been cut, so I just pull the threads apart again. You'll see that it comes in a big loop. So what you'll need to do for this one, just to be quite brave now, we're going to cut right through the end. So just pulling it tight, hold the end, my scissors, cut right through the ends of those threads, and then we've got the same that we had here, and again you can just plait those together. As we did for this one, to keep the threads in good order. So here's this finished skein, braided, ready to use. And again you can just pull your thread out of the top. It's quite a long one, so ready to use and not knotted up. I'll bring you some more videos, but if you've got anything that you'd like some help with, drop me a line. You can get in touch with me through the website or through YouTube, and I'll see what I can do for you.